let's get a presentation going too.
Thanks for meeting early.
Yeah, no worries, man.
It,
I figured like I got a workout in early today, so I was actually ready to go.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like my parents called me and they were like, "Oh, hey, can you help us move some stuff or whatever?" Because my dad's old and my mom's old and they can't move shit anymore.
I got you.
But it's like, so no, but that's the only thing. They only contact me when they want something. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like it's never like, "Oh, let's catch up. I love you so much." Blah blah blah. It's always like, "Well, what? We need to use your body to move some things like an armoire and stuff like that. You know, take this. Hey, take this to the dump for me or whatever." It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
It's all good. It's a part of it. I mean, yesterday I hung out with Courtney. We saw Final Destination 5 or Bloodlines, whatever it's called.
6 finally.
6. Yeah, we finally saw it. And like right before I got there, my mom had called me up to do the flowers or whatever, to like water all the flowers. And I was like, okay, but like I was already on my way up to eat because like after the workout I was just beat. I wanted to make some food first.
Right.
So I went to go, just make some food, and she like halfway through making food, she was like, "Are you gonna do those flowers or what?" And I was like, I am. Like, what does it matter if I do them in like 30 minutes from now or if I eat first? Like, it's okay. Like, I'm gonna do it. And then, about 5 minutes go by. I'm like cleaning up what I made. I made some like eggs and stuff. And she's just like, "Hey, is Karen here?" And I was like, "No, like nobody's in the house. Nobody knocked on the door." And cause she was outside on the porch. So maybe she couldn't hear the door. Right. Like that's my assumption. And so like I'm cleaning up and now I'm filling up this big jug of water, and it's taking a while because filling up like a big, milk carton worth of water takes like a minute or two.
Yeah.
And so I'm filling that up, getting ready to do her flowers. And she like walks past the door and she's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, like Karen is here. Like, go the extra mile. Like, what is wrong with you?" And I was just like, how am I supposed to know you wanted me to like check the driveway? Like, use your words. Like, I'm just getting yelled at here. And I'm like, okay, like I'll do, like, sorry. And then I leave after doing the flowers. I stood outside for like a half an hour and like did all of our flowers outside.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out at Courtney's house. I've only been there maybe 5 minutes now. And she calls me and she's just like, "Did you do the ferns in the front?" And I was like, I forgot to do the ferns. Like, you said flowers, I did flowers. I wasn't thinking ferns. And she's just like, "Well, what did you do?" And so I was like screaming. I was like, damn, like I did everything, all of the flowers. And she was just like, "Why would you do the flowers? It rained today." And I was like, bro, I can't win. I was just like, all right, I take the L today, Mom. I guess I just suck.
Yep.
It was one of those days. So I feel your pain. Feel your pain.
But it's like, and plus they live like 50 minutes away in like the middle of nowhere. So when we go to their house, there's like, if I take my kids, there's nothing for my kids to do. Because it's like, it's an old people's house. It might as well have fucking Werther's Originals in there. You know what I mean? And like, it's just like, okay, well, that's cool. But if I'm going to travel all the way here, like, I'm going to want to do something. You know what I mean?
Bring your laptop, trade some meme coins.
What?
Bring your laptop, trade some meme coins.
Yeah. No, like, I have to engage with them, right? Because if I only see them like maybe once or twice a month, like that's it.
Yeah.
But it would be so much easier if they traveled their asses here. Because they're retired. They don't have anything to do. I feel you. So it's like, why don't you travel here, dog? Yeah.
But anyways, we have like some good news today. We have Trump made a deal with China finally. And we have the information on that, which is 55% tariffs on Chinese goods and 10% on US.
Yep.
And the mineral deal is also a part of that. So they're going to be supplying us with minerals, which they've always have been, but I guess they had been kind of lacking, or like, I don't know, a technicality of saying they didn't have enough minerals sometimes. So I guess Trump got mad at that. And that's like what sparked a lot of this. So they've figured that out. And Chinese students will also be able to come to America to study again, is what I've heard. So they'll have access to our colleges, whether that be online or in person. So those were like the main agreements that we've heard today, and stocks and crypto have been doing pretty well. There's also another rumor, because we've had it already, but another rumor that Trump is going to get rid of taxes on crypto. So we'll have to
What?
see. He'll get rid of taxes on crypto.
Oh, okay.
We're not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, it's just a rumor, but that's the second or third time this rumor has been circulating.
I mean, it would be dope,
It would be amazing.
right?
I would love it because Cardano's nowhere close to where I'm going to sell. So if we
Yeah.
can get that passed before then, I think, we'll get some more investors jumping up on this bitch, and then I can
Yeah.
give them my Cardano.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. I think. With the trade with China, I think it's very imbalanced, right? We take more in than we give out to them,
Right.
obviously. But like, as far as the minerals, from what I'm understanding, it's all up front. Like it's not a trickle at a time, which is good,
Oh, okay. I didn't know much about that, actually.
Yeah, so they were kind of like stymieing how many minerals they were going to get. They were hoarding a lot for themselves, obviously, but it's their land or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would prefer we do away with this stupid no NVIDIA, no AMD chip thing, because if they buy more of our chips, that's good for our companies. And if they're going to
right,
start making their own chips anyways, like, sure, maybe in the first, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, we could have a head start in AI, and maybe that's exponential, but I don't
yeah,
really think so. Eventually, they're going to catch on, or they're going to steal our intellectual property and just make their own.
right,
They're
correct.
very good at stealing our data.
I mean, yeah, that's what they've done, So, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't they do the same thing over and over again if we just give them access to it? Which is why I'm kind of leery of if they're going to do online school, right?
The students,
For students, yeah, or whatever.
yeah.
I would rather, if it makes sense, I would rather them pay more money to come here to go to school. And then the possibility of them staying in the country and doing whatever they do, whether it be opening a business or some become doctors or engineers or other things like that. I think, oh, well, we got a little green dildo there.
Yeah, a few people have been talking about it. I'm in Jupiter's chat again, so wish me luck.
Yeah.
But I threw in 50 ADA. I did this on Moot coin. I'll show you guys Moot. Moot's like a newer like manga meme coin, and I guess I could have held and maybe done a little bit better. I don't know. I think I sold like right here, so whatever.
Okay.
I made like 90% on that. Turned 50 into 90, and then I figured I would try it again with this whatever coin I just looked at. It was Ski Mask Cat, I think is what it's
Okay.
called. Ski Mask Cat, yeah. So Ski Mask Cat, they've just been shouting out. I guess he's trying to have conversations with Bullish Alex and Bomo, who are both, I think, moderators in the Jupiter chat. So kind of like a pump and dump chat from my experience. Maybe they're more legit than that, but, teach their own.
Right.
But I'm giving it a shot. $50, new coin. It hasn't even bonded yet. Super low float, so
Okay.
we'll see. It's 40% bonded. So if we get another like 50% to bond, I think that'll be where I'm at a double, and I'll sell for another $50. I'll be happy. If I
Okay.
lose $50,
That's it. Yeah.
I'm playing small until it's meme season. Right
Yeah.
now, it's like random coin season sometimes.
Prayers
You
for
know what I
Atlanick.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope it
Because
works
like
out.
look at because there's coins doing well. Like look at Gator, for example. I mean, it's not doing the greatest right now, but I mean, it had this crazy run up, 173 liquidity. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Up here is like 250,000 ADA was in that bitch.
Yeah. Which is a lot for Gator coin.
Right. Now,
You know what I
Gator
mean?
coin, I will say they're doing some cool things. I also like to look at all the names that are buying. So like Gatorland, Instigator, Interrogator. There's also Investigator, like
Yeah.
really funny names buying Gator
Yeah.
coin.
Yeah.
So like people are having fun with it, but he's taking the goofy, crisp kind of approach to it, where he's like, I'm going to be talking to these people to try to get it listed onto a sex. I'm going to be doing this. Like, I'm not going to stop until this. And he's been doing it. There's a roadmap and everything for this coin.
Yeah.
So that's why it's getting the love that it's getting. That dev is putting in fucking work.
Yeah, I think what was it? Snack was adding Binance, hey, ready to be listed any day or whatever. So they're shooting their shot.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. Binance, or is it Coinbase or Binance? I think it's both. I think it's Binance has like really high restrictions of their coins. Like not
Yeah.
restrictions, but what are the word? Like
It,
things that you need.
right. Yeah.
Requirements, I
It's
guess.
kind of like requirements. Yeah. Some like door to pass through.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
essentially.
Yeah.
But we're getting some good movement. I'll show the Robinhood. We're getting some good movement in stocks and stuff. So the options are doing well on SoFi because SoFi today, we've broken out of the range.
Yeah.
SoFi, if we go back to like a month ago, or no, maybe it was the 3 month, we're like 14.30 was kind of our like, high that we couldn't break, and we broke out of it today. We're at
Nice.
14.78, decently strong breakout, not super crazy.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if it holds.
Somebody big actually tweeted about them that I knew. I totally forget. It was like last week, but they were like, hey, I'm so glad like I invested in SoFi when I did. I feel like it's really going to take off. And I'm like, oh, it's Atlantic's best friend.
I love SoFi, man.
Yeah.
I love SoFi. And then because we also had not only a China deal, which is what Jerome Powell's been using as his excuse to not lower rates, is like, we don't know what's going to happen with tariffs. Like, well, now we know, right? And on top of that, we had CPI data come back and it was pretty low.
Yeah.
So inflation's pretty low. So it's, time for the Fed to fucking lower rates for, the 50th time. I don't know how many times we have to say it. Like, please,
Nope.
for the love
This
of God.
fall. What do they say? This fall?
I mean, we can check see if the CMI did or the CME group data changed. I don't think it did. 7 days until a meeting? Wait, no way. Wait, we're gonna lower. Oh, that's the current. So what?
Yeah.
There's a 0.2% chance that we went up? Man, get your ass. So, all right. It looks like we still minimum need to wait like 3 to 5 more months.
Yeah.
Yeah, October looks like a guarantee. September looks like a most likely. But October is like a guaranteed almost. We'll definitely be lower by October.
To October 30th, man. Arc Raiders comes out. I can't wait for that game. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
Like I
Dude,
stopped.
you got to play Expedition 33.
All right, I will.
You
I'll
have
download
to.
it. Yeah.
It's gonna be game of the year. If you don't play the game of the year in the year that it came out, why are you even playing video
You're
games?
missing. You're missing out. Let me get
What?
a pillow
Yeah,
here real quick.
I got you. What's
Oh,
up, Andrew?
what's
Is
up,
it
Andrew?
me?
Yeah, we are
Or
early.
yeah, we're very early today. Clean's got some stuff going on a little bit later. So I posted in the Discord that we'd be a little bit early, so all good.
But yeah.
Plus I got the workout
What'd
in
you think
early.
about the Trump and Musk feud?
Oh my, that was crazy. I can't
Yeah.
even. I was gonna go to X to show it, but I can't even show it because he deleted all of his tweets.
Did he really?
Yeah. Well, so like there was the initial tweet. I mean, let's see if I can find the initial tweet, but I'm pretty sure Musk deleted all of them. Let's see what he's tweeting about now. Yeah, so he's actually tweeting like fun stuff again, like about his space company and other stuff.
I think he's going through episodes, bro.
Probably. It doesn't surprise me that he would get mad at Trump for some way or another because he was somewhat Democrat, before all that. But yeah, I think
Did you see that automated flyer, by the way?
I
That
mean,
was up there a little bit. I think he retweeted it or whatever. If you watch this thing, it is nuts. Keep going up a little bit. Right
this?
there. So for the first time in history, an automated flyer outdid like what humans do. Because I used to watch these competitions because I go to this engineering school and it's like a aerospace technology. So like flight and pilots and stuff like that. Really well-known pilots are like either started at Purdue or from Purdue. Like we have like 24 astronauts. Like Neil Armstrong went to Purdue. Like Gene Cernan went to Purdue.
Huh.
Grissom went to Purdue. Like Amelia Earhart before she crashed, died, whatever. She went to Purdue.
Brutal.
I don't know if that's like a flex, but I mean, it's Amelia Earhart, right? So,
Yeah, another cool person.
right. So, and I used to watch these like happen. We used to have these and like Quidditch tournaments. Your cousin Bill went to Purdue, dude.
Thought it was fake when it happened. I think they tried to induce a black swan. Kind of. Cousin Bill went to Purdue.
Yeah,
Another cool
I bet he's
person,
pretty
hopefully,
smart.
right? Is he
probably,
cool?
he's probably some sort of engineer or pilot or something. Like 4% of the world's engineers graduate from Purdue, which is kind of crazy to think about. You think 4% is like small. No, it's not.
From one school, that's a lot.
Yeah. But anyway, so I used to watch these all the time, and it's crazy what these people can do. They like fly through these targets and stuff like that, and just like it's going so quick.
So hold on, I want to know: is this somebody who programmed it to do this specific course, or is this AI learning and doing it on the fly?
I'm hoping it's AI learning doing it on the fly, but I don't know. Like the truth is somewhere in there. Maybe it's like a little bit of both in those, but every target is set exactly the same. Like each one of these routes is exactly the same no matter where you go. It's
like, could you imagine an autonomous drone flying this fast in and out of buildings and windows to like track down a human and then self-destruct?
I don't want to think about it.
Like that sounds terrifying. Like if first off,
drones are terrifying in general, bro.
Right. Now, like death is terrifying. You have like a little mosquito sound getting louder and louder as it's following you and then you die. But to some degree, if they're, if I can have like my brain, my thought in the afterlife, and I got to see how I died, if I knew that like somebody had piloted some drone like super specifically through a window, through a crack in the wall, and then got me like, while I'm running away, I'd be like, dude, that was impressive. Like that. I went out kind of cool.
I don't think you would be saying that.
Like that dude is skilled. I would give it to him. It's just like when you're in sports or whatever, and they make a diving play. It's like, damn, I hit the crap out of that ball. But that dude, he reacted that quick. Like, like hats off to him.
Yeah, hats off to this dude.
But if I'm dying to AI, I'd be like, bro, man, fuck this shit. I'd just be mad.
Yeah, you're mad at some skinny engineer somewhere.
I'd much rather it be like some like really skilled like autistic kid just like driving a drone in my face. I'd be like, dude, that guy's been practicing for years. Like that dude's been giving it his all.
This is his one song. Yeah, but you're dead though, so you probably wouldn't be as like.
Bro, I'm dead. I don't feel any emotions anymore. Like I'm in heaven, or hopefully, right, chilling with God, just like sipping a heavenly beer or whatever, just like looking down on my life, like.
Yeah, you think God's like, watch this kill cam?
Yeah, I hope. I hope it's cool like that. Like so Call of Duty kill cam.
Be like,
yeah.
Here's what happened, dude.
I'd be like, damn, dude. All right. Like, I don't know. I didn't just like go out like a bitch in some way. I went out.
Well, imagine if it's like a kill cam of somebody that's like just truly dumb in life. How funny would that be? Like, there's got to be some humor in it.
I guess I just have to like. I mean, regardless, I have to laugh at it. I'm dead. It's over.
Yeah.
There's no more reason to be mad. Your life is over. You could get mad about what?
So, like, wait. So you thought the beef was false? You thought it was manufactured?
I didn't. It looks like Andrew thought that it could have been.
Okay.
But he deleted all the tweets, I'm pretty sure. That's why I was trying to scroll for. The initial tweet was a bus and a train. And the train was showing... the train was about to hit the bus, and the bus was labeled Doge, and the train was labeled the Big Beautiful Bill. So he was basically saying that all of the work from Doge was going to be for nothing because the Big Beautiful Bill was going to print so much money that it would just, put us into an oblivion amount of debt, and that Doge's efforts were futile.
Right.
And that really pissed off Trump. Trump said something back, and then Trump said something like Elon's wearing thin. It's, he did a decent job at Doge or whatever, but he's wearing thin. So it's time to let him go. And then Elon said he was in the Epstein files. And then after that, Trump replied, okay, if you want to save money on Doge, then we'll just get rid of all your government contracts, which I don't think there's that many with Tesla, but more so for SpaceX and the other things for NASA. And so then Elon immediately tweeted back and said, okay, we'll decommission the Falcon, whatever it's called. I don't know what it was called, but the airship that brings people to the International Space Station. Right. He was like, we'll just decommission that. We'll start disassembling it right away. Thanks, Mr. Trump. And then some random guy tweeted, I think both of you need to cool off and just, go to bed and just like sleep on this. And then
Yeah.
Elon replied to that random guy and said, okay, I think you're right. We won't decommission the spacecraft. And then a day goes by. Trump says like a few things that are just not a big deal. Like, I don't have time to talk to Elon. I don't know if we can be friends after this, but we'll see. And then Elon deletes all of his tweets. And that's the last that we've heard of it. Nobody's
I
really
think he was
talking
just
about it.
going through it.
So there's
Something.
of course, Elon was going to be a little upset that the EV mandate was taken away, but at the same time, he had known about that back in January.
Right.
And he knew about that before he voted and, tried to like get people endorsed Trump, right? He knew about that. So when Trump came out and said, oh, he went crazy after the Elon bill or after the EV mandate was reduced, I thought that was bullshit because they had spoken about it before and he seemed very cool about it.
Right. Like everybody knew about it. It was like a nothing burger when he was campaigning.
Well, he had even said that because Tesla doesn't need that EV mandate to be successful, it would be good to get rid of it because all it does is keep old manufacturers like Ford and whoever like in business.
Right.
So he was actually for it. Elon is unstable, no doubt. Elon does some really weird, bizarre things. So one of the things that he did this year, I think, or maybe it was last year, was he pretended to be the best, what was it, Diablo player or something like that in the world, when he was paying a guy to play on his account like 80% of the time so that he could keep his rank. And then he tried to deny it, and then he came out with the truth, and then he deleted a bunch of tweets. So Elon's been being shady. And it's unfortunate because it makes me nervous. I sold probably like 30% of my Tesla shares this year. I'm in massive amount of profits right now because I bought very early, but it's still like I would have preferred to hold. And now they're doing all right. Like we could go check out Tesla stock. I'm pretty sure it's doing just fine. Yeah, 330. I sold a little bit during the panic. Not gonna lie, I sold around here at the top. I sold like maybe 7 or 8 shares at like 270. And I sold a few more shares at like 288, 290-ish on the way down. Just because, I thought that Trump might go fucking, whoops, I'm not even sharing it. Boom. I sold somewhere at the top range here after the crash. We had kind of started to top, and I was like, okay, I'll sell here. And then I did the same thing on the way down. I kind of sold at the same price on the way down. But I debated selling some at 360 too, just because the price of Tesla is crazy. If you look at the PE, it's at a 180. 180 times the price to earnings ratio. So if you're looking at the company currently, it's not making anywhere close to as much money as what this stock price is. But if you believe in the robo-taxis and the robots and the energy sector and all the other stuff that Tesla is building, then that's how you get to that PE ratio.
Right.
But I just don't know if it'll actually come to fruition. So I'm more than happy to sell here when I bought, I think over 5 years ago, very cheap. Like I bought back here somewhere. And I continued to buy more on certain dips, maybe over here. I don't remember exactly where, but I know I bought on some dips. But my biggest position I bought, early on.
Rivian trucks?
My mom's a fan of Rivian. I don't really like the company. They're not profitable. The only thing that I like about them is that they're supported by Amazon. So let's look at them on a 5-year. Like that's just not great.
Yeah, but we're on a low right now, baby. Let's go.
I do like buying on a low.
Yeah.
PE earnings ratio is negative 3.8. That's wild. So they're definitely undervalued if that's true.
Well, is Amazon getting bigger or smaller?
Well, I mean, Amazon will always get bigger, but will they continue to support Rivian is the question. How much money are they going to continue to give them?
What do they look like?
Rivians look all right. We can go look at them real quick. I'm trying to see. This is what I want to see.
Sprinter vans or whatever.
I want to see this number turn positive. As soon as their earnings turn positive, I'll buy this share or I'll buy this stock.
How long have they been around?
Like 2 or 3 years, I want to say, as far as the stock.
Okay.
Because the stock came out in 2021, so 4 years. 3.5 actually. Whatever. Let's go. We can look at a Rivian.
Let's look at a Rivian.
Rivian models.
What are they? Are they?
They're EV.
They're EV.
Yeah. So they're a competitor to Tesla. They look a little bit more like a traditional car than a Tesla does.
Yeah.
Like their truck, I think this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a kind of like an Avalanche or Range Line or whatever, Ridge Line.
Yeah.
Do they make cars?
Here's like an SUV. Here's a green one. Like that looks good. I don't see a car. What is this?
What's
That's a
the
truck.
price point on them? Because
This looks ugly.
They don't look cheap. I'll say that.
This looks like an EV early day Volkswagen, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, like look at this. I think this looks ugly.
Why do they always have the dumb wheels, bro? All these
I don't
EVs,
know.
even Teslas have dumb wheels, bro.
I can look at the price. Let's see.
Let's build one. Let's start an adventure.
Shop. So here's the R1, R1S, R1 truck. Oh, all right. So it's probably R1 Sport, R1 truck, R2, R3 fleet.
Oh, so they buy the fleets.
You're talking about Amazon?
Amazon, right?
Right. That's probably what they're using or will be using to.
Which one would you get? Let's price this out. Let's price this out real quick.
Well,
the Riz, the Rit.
The Riz is funny.
Yeah.
Or the Rit. I like the truck the most. I'm not a truck guy though, but I think the truck looks the best out of all the vehicles.
Let's do an R3
or the R1S. The R1S looks the best. The R3 I think looks the worst.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's do big rims though.
Let's do one of each. We'll do the R1S and then we'll do the
That
R3.
thing's huge though. Look at that thing.
All right, so you want to go with the smaller model, like something more affordable.
No.
I see what you're saying. So something a little bit more affordable, a little smaller, a little uglier.
Slightly uglier.
My opinion only, maybe.
It's like an electric Tacoma.
Oh,
no R3.
We can't buy them yet. They're not out. Okay,
R2?
So we'll look at the R2. We can reserve. They're not out either.
Oh.
Or yeah, the R2s aren't out. So we'll look at the R1S. Let's see how much these cost. Oh, that's cool that you can do this.
Yeah.
That's big.
It is. It's very big.
That's bigger than I thought it would be.
Battery life
0 to 60 in 2.6? Dude, sports cars couldn't do that back in the day.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, 7 seats. That's a lot of seats.
That is a lot of seats. What are we going to guess first? First guess.
We got to guess? What do y'all think in the chat?
Andrew, you're not allowed to say anything.
Tesla is toast. Inventory piling up and nobody wants those trucks. I see 4X has many Rivian trucks. You might be right just because people hate Elon right now, but you have to understand that Tesla is not just, I mean, most of their price isn't even their vehicles. So if they do make, if they come out with the robotic, what's the Waymos, right? The Waymos that are out right now. We'll go back to this, but let me show you all the Waymos. So Waymo is, I think it's in California right now. And this was a part of the riots where people were destroying Waymos. So
for what?
Just to riot.
Okay.
I think. I mean, maybe they have a stupid ass reason in their head. But the Waymos are essentially what Tesla is going to make, only without this dumbass technology on the top of them. And it self-drives you. It's a taxi that you can order like an Uber. And it'll self-drive you to your location and to your location, which is exactly what Tesla is trying to build out in the next few months. But these look so ugly.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing these.
Look at these things on the top of them, dude. This is just... I mean, I guess if it works, but dude, that is hideous.
I think they always reported like one got into an accident or some shit, and the police were looking for the driver, but it was one of these like automated driving ones, so they didn't know what to do.
Sue the company, I guess.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
it's just funny
What's
to
their
see like
logo?
cops were trying to look for the driver, but they couldn't find the driver, and it was this automated fucking thing.
Yeah, screw it. So, anyways, that's what's going on with Waymo. That's probably another competitor to watch out for. But I think Tesla has a stronger brand name, and if Tesla looks better, people are going to use Tesla.
Yeah,
And honestly, even if Tesla costs a little more, I think people will use Tesla to flex. Like if it's $1 more per mile or something, I think people would still prefer Tesla just to be like, oh, I have the money for it.
yeah. People like Elon though.
No, it's what were we? We were going back
Yo, I'm gonna
to
guess. I'm gonna guess this thing. Do you have a guess?
there. Everywhere in Colorado is like electric Tacoma. Huh. I'm gonna guess. Oh, I didn't say hey to Fadi. What's up, Fadi? Think they have the brand name, but it's tarnished. Kind of.
Yeah.
I just don't really care too much. Like I'll still use a Tesla. Like, yeah, I know Elon's crazy, but the technology is still good. I don't think you can deny that. So it is what it is. I'm gonna guess 42,000.
What?
What are you gonna guess?
86.
86. Wow. Maybe I'm way off. We'll see.
It's like a full size sedan, seat 7.
You are right. You are right. This thing is massive. I'll go to 50K.
Okay.
I'll go to 50K. We'll see.
Hit buy. Go ahead. Try it.
I think it'll tell me if I go down, maybe.
There's no way.
All right, so max height, 73 inches, width, 82 inches, wheelbase, 121. I don't know much about this shit, but there it is. Approach angle, would have never guessed that. Departure angle, no clue. No. All right, so here are the models. The R1 is 76,000. The RS1 Dual is 84,000. The Tri is 106,000, and the Quad coming is probably going to be even more. That is fucking crazy.
Jesus. I
Yeah,
would
this
just get
shows
the
how much I
dual
know about cars.
standard.
The Dual standard, $76,000.
That's starting out with no bells and whistles.
Yeah, you're still going to need to get the charger put into your home. You're going to need to probably pay for the app, because if
Well,
you look up here, there's
can't
an
they
app for
all
this.
can't they all
Iridian app.
use Tesla chargers?
I'm sure you can, but either way, you have to pay for either a Tesla charger in your house or this charger in your house.
Gear guard security?
Like, look at what are all these things for your car? Like, you can, pay for all of these things, I'm assuming. Probably the autonomous features, It's just like a Tesla. It's even more expensive, though, which is another reason why I don't think Teslas are going to go anywhere. Tesla offers the same thing, not this big ass model of it, not as, not that design, but you can get a Tesla for like 40,000.
Well, it depends on the Tesla and what you want on there.
Like
Like
you can,
different paint is going to cost more.
let's see, like a brand new Tesla, we'll order a Model Y, which is a popular model. Sure, it's not that big ass fucking thing that you saw, but if you just wanted an EV, cheapest model, what are we talking here? $45,000.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, 46,000. It's just not bad at all. It's half the price.
Does Tesla have an SUV? I don't think so, do they?
Vehicles, they do have an SUV. I want to know what it's called though.
To be fair, I rode in a Cybertruck and it was pretty badass. I will say that.
Maybe it's the Model Y that I'm thinking of. No.
Model Y was the first one. That's the sport one.
Model X?
Maybe 3?
No. I know they have an SUV. I could have sworn they had an SUV because I've driven
No,
in
they were
one.
supposed to come out with one, but they didn't.
Maybe I'm wrong. There's like a big Tesla though. Like maybe it's this. Maybe it's just the X. Just like a larger vehicle. What are the X's going for? Just show me the price, homie. Model X Plaid? No, we'll just do a regular Model X. Get an estimate. Man, no.
Why is this so difficult?
Give me my price. Model X order.
Here?
All right, I ordered it. This is a regular Model X. Not the Plaid. And this is 85,000.
Yeah, so that's expensive.
Yeah, this is their nicer model though.
Yeah,
much faster. Well, looks cooler. Butterfly
I don't
doors.
Know. Supposedly there was supposed to be some sort of something coming out at like 25K. That's what I heard. But
yeah, that got delayed for a while.
X.
Try double 42.
Yeah, the Rivian.
You can't buy anything new for 50K. That's tiny compared to it. Apples, oranges, Cybertruck is equivalent.
Listen, I will buy a Nissan Leaf right now.
Costs more than Rivian, and the panels don't have huge gaps.
Yeah, nothing EV. Nothing EV is cheap. I will say that.
It's also really hard because when Tesla first came out and they were only making a few cars a year, and by a few, I mean like, tens of thousands instead of hundreds of thousands, there weren't a lot of issues with your Tesla. But then once they ramped up their scaling, then all the issues came out. So to say like, oh, well, Rivian doesn't have any of these issues, it's like, of course not. They're only making like 5,000 cars a year. They better hope that they can fucking get that right.
Well, so
let me see. You can't say the build quality isn't shit for Tesla. It is shit, but it wasn't shit. And that is just how it is when you scale up like that.
Yeah.
But let me see, like, how many Rivians are sold each year. So right now, they're selling 9,000 a year. In 2024, they sold 54,000. So by the end of this year,
it's
right?
I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time, Andrew.
That's funny. So we'll have to see by the end of the year what this number is at. So they're increasing.
Where are they produced at?
Let's see. Where does Rivian produce their cars? Illinois.
Illinois, right next door, buddy.
Nice.
Normal, Illinois. No, I totally get it. Like the big thing is like there's scale to it, right, Andrew? Like, you as much as I know. Number one, when people mass adopt things generally and they produce it, like naturally quality is going to go down. And then on top of that, failure rates are going to go up, right? So it's going to look like shitty shit where it's been there the whole time. And things are going to fail. But the coolest thing, and I will say this, I had a Ford Edge like SUV crossover sort of deal. And everybody was reporting such big problems with this thing. But like literally it was one of the best cars I ever had. Same with my like Mustang or whatever. Everybody was like, oh, mine turned to shit. Like blah, blah, blah. Like it broke down. Dude, I rode these things for like 10 years. Easy. No problems. Just oil changes. It's kind of crazy.
When did this come out? 2025 March. Mercedes-Benz had 7,000 recalls. Mini Cooper 12,000.
Yeah, they should stop.
Ford 20,000. Ford had to stop their EVs entirely.
Oh, 100%.
I have to refresh this page. Tesla has had a lot too. Like, I'm not trying to deny that. I'm just playing devil's advocate with you a little bit because Tesla is so much more massive. So it's like if Tesla had as many recalled vehicles as Rivian sold in a year, it's like, all right, well, Tesla's clearly still winning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's already sold. They already sold it to you.
Yep.
Also, the way recalls work, we all know this, is that it's cheaper to not have. It's cheaper to have the failure rate than it is to do a recall in certain situations. I guess it's all product. But from what I'm understanding is that any given problem, they will recall it for the most part.
I will say I will say too, though, as far as buying Rivian stock here, I am actually an advocate for it. I wouldn't personally buy it here. If you're a little bit gambling and your theory is that Amazon is going to continue to support them, and you combine that theory with, you know, the fact that they're increasing the amount of vehicles that they're selling each year, I could get behind that. I think that that's a smart idea behind the investment. But how I've done investing is I've been waiting for as soon as earnings continue to increase and then turn profitable. So as soon as we get above zero for earnings, then that's when I would really want to buy. Of course, it's probably going to be a bit higher than $14 per share when that happens, but at least now I'm guaranteed a return on my investment. That's what I did with Palantir, and I'm up at 8x, over an 8x on Palantir. That's what I did with SoFi. I'm up about a 2.5x on all my SoFi shares. So it's working out for me. That's just what I do. But you could have an argument that you'd make more profit just by seeing these numbers are gradually increasing every year and have been since Q4 of 2023. So for over a year, they've been increasing earnings every year or every quarter, which is good.
Well, they got to strike while the iron's hot. If Elon hate is going up, they should be marketing the shit out of this thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, but my fear is like their shit is their actual product is so like big. You know what I mean? Like Tesla has
Tesla?
cars. What?
You're saying Tesla is so big?
No, the Rivian.
Like the size?
The actual SUVs. It seems like they're dealing in Jeeps and SUVs.
Yeah.
And the main thing that I look at is like, well, what's the batteries carrying using all this power for this huge fucking vehicle?
Right.
Like imagine if you made a smaller one.
Right. And I agree with you. I used to like Tesla more than what I like Tesla now as well. Elon wasn't super flip-floppy. He was always kind of saying, you know, this or that. Elon always was kind of like, you know, oh, we're going to have full self-driving in the next year. And then a year would go by and he'd be like, well, maybe next year. And then a year would go by. So like, I feel you. I do feel you. It's a bit annoying. A lot of great companies that I've bought, like SoFi, they do the opposite. They're like, oh, our earnings are going to come in at about 15%. And then when earnings finally come, they come in at 17%, you know, year over year growth and stuff like that, where they say that they're going to under deliver and then they over deliver every time, which is a much better approach than saying we're going to do all these fantastic things and then it's always wrong, which is what happened to Intel for the longest time. Intel kept saying that their processors are better than AMD's because of this and that, but they were doing tests under very specific conditions that made AMD processors look worse, but they weren't. They were comparing like wrong models. They were doing very specific models that AMD wasn't optimized for, and people got sick of it. And now look where Intel's at. I mean, we can go. Intel is in the shitter. You go look at a 5-year chart on Intel, and look at them today. I mean, we'll have to look at all the chip stocks today, but max chart, I mean, Intel was killing it and is now down near their lows of 2009. Not quite there, but we'll say 2012. Right? So if you held since 2012, you're flat on Intel. That sucks. For 13 years, you held a stock and you didn't make any money. That is horrible. And we'll go look at AMD.
They sound like a Cardano holder right now.
They do.
Not 13, but the past like 3 or 4 years. Well, no, not really. Because goddamn, if you would have bought at the bottom, you would have been up a lot by now.
I don't know why chips are falling right now.
3x.
I guess everything's falling. Apple's falling. AMD is falling. Amazon's falling. I like Amazon and I like Google stock right now too, to be honest.
Yeah.
So not everything is falling. I think chip stocks are just a little overbought right now, but I think that they're going to go higher. Palantir hit a new all-time high today. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Look at that.
I was buying back in 2023 and 2022 at $7 too. Oh, shit feels so good.
Yeah.
Shit feels so good.
Looking like a G.
Yes, sir. That's my best. That's the quickest, best performing stock I've ever had. Nvidia is my best all-time stock.
But they're hoping They're hoping that the government helps them with funding, correct?
With Palantir.
Yeah.
Well, the government has been helping Palantir in a way because the government was some of their first contracts.
Right.
So through the military, through the Navy, through Air Force, I believe they are attached to all of them. I'm not sure if they're attached to all of them, but I know at least the military. And it's helped out to become more efficient, save lives in our scenario, probably kill lives in other scenarios, just not our
Right.
lives.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, but what's really crazy about this stock is that their PE ratio is 580 times price to earnings ratio, which is crazy. And that's why I sold 10% of my shares at, where is it? At like $100.
Yeah.
Right up here. But you know, I was up like 6 to 7x at that time, like whatever.
Right.
But even still, I hold 90% of my position, and it's hitting new all-time highs. And I'm gonna hold it probably for fucking ever. I think this is gonna start performing similar to Nvidia, and this could. It's only at a $3.2 billion. I think it could be a $1 trillion company in the next 5 years.
You think so?
The way that they're scaling right now is crazy. They've been mainly adopted by the US government, which there's rumors that they're also going to help build the Iron Dome for America. Nobody knows if that's going to happen for sure, but a lot of tech companies are involved. Why Palantir wouldn't be involved would shock me if another company other than Palantir would be involved.
Yeah.
There's going to be more companies than just one, but I think Palantir will definitely be involved. And on top of that, they're branching out into other countries and into the consumer stocks. So, you know, I think it was, I'd have to remember, but there's a bunch of stocks. I could look it up. Which companies use Palantir? Companies using Palantir Foundry for analytics. So I guess Amazon uses them. The National Health Service, that's right. That was one of their biggest deals. NHS in the UK uses them. That was one of their biggest deals in the last year. And then the United Air Force looks like they use them. So let's see if this just shows a list. United Air Force, Airbus in France. So Airbus is similar to like our Boeing,
Right.
but for France.
Right.
CIA uses them. Like,
Oh shit.
bro, like the list is crazy. You can look at like the percentages if you really want to get into it, but regardless, it's pretty big, and I don't see them slowing down at all. And neither do the people buying the stock right now.
Right. Dude, what happened?
Cardano. Hey man, we'll talk about Cardano when it's time to talk about Cardano. But Cardano is just kind of chilling. We have a little bit of decent news. You know, we're up 5% on the week. We are coming out of a little range back here that we were kind of stuck in. We're breaking out of it just barely on low volume. If we could break out a little bit stronger volume, we really need to break this 83, 84 cent range. Once we break out of that, then we start talking about $1.10, $1.13 again. You know, maybe 90, what is this, 98 cents, 97 cents.
Yeah.
We start talking about these, you know, numbers closer to $1 again. And then if we fully break out of that, we're talking $1.23. If we break out of that, then we're talking much higher. We're talking maybe $1.50, maybe $2 again even. But right now we're not even breaking out of the dollar or the 84 cent range yet. And I don't think, like, let's look at Solana. I don't think Solana is either. Solana's in the same boat. You know, they need to break out of their 183, 184 range before they go back to their 260 range.
Dude, it is so crazy that I spent like thousands of SOL on fucking NFTs, dude.
It is.
Thousands, dude.
It happens. I mean, I was thinking today, I bought more SNEC today. I bought 1,000 ADAs worth more SNEC.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go back to Ski Mask Cat. Not getting any love. I was really hoping this shit would move a little faster. I kind of wanted to sell for my money back and just call it a day. There we go. Just give me my money back. Nothing happened. I thought we'd get a little bit faster movement, and I don't really want to fuck around and wait.
Watch takeoff.
Whatever. $50 ain't gonna make me rich anyways.
What's up, Diva?
I'm so bullish on TEC. Not like stupid bullish, but I know that they're building in the background, and people who build in the background usually have something happen. We'll have to see. I'm still waiting on a message back from them on their updates. But
You bought some ducks?
You talking about Kwaku?
No, he bought ducks like from what's his name?
Oh,
gosh dang, what's
Sunny?
his name?
Is it Sunny or no?
No.
Let me see.
Dude, he bought the Quackheads, bro.
Let's see what they're doing. Oh, they're kind of breaking out. I mean, they could. These guys, the Ducks pumped themselves before, so they could easily pump it even higher. And they have before. We'll have to see.
Pump it.
I just don't care, really. Like, there's a bunch of small moves. You could try to mess around with it a little bit. I think you'll do decently if you pick and you take your profits. Like, if you bought here and you took profits here, smart. You know, anywhere in here, smart. If you bought here, now I would be telling you to sell here. Like, who cares? Yes, you could go way up here. Fucking amazing. Cool. But don't wait for that.
Yeah.
Just sell here. Once meme coin season is in full effect, you're going to miss 80 fucking plays because there's going to be 1,000 plays.
Yeah,
you know, don't worry about it. There's going to be so many plays. That's why I'm only going $50, $20. If I make 40, cool. If I make 100, cool. I'm not trying to get rich right now. I'm just fucking around to keep myself entertained. But once meme coin season takes off, throw down a couple hundred, throw down 1,000, 3,000, you know, but like be picky, you know, and then take your profits. Don't look for a 50x, take a 10x, take a 5x. Be chill because there's going to be another play and another play and another play and another play. But right now there's nothing. I don't even know. Did I play Ducks at all? I never touched this.
100x or more. That's what I expect.
If you can get it, fucking get it. I think it's impossible.
We should already be in a Lambo, dude.
Crypto drams.
Lambo yesterday.
You ordered your Lambo?
No, I wanted mine. I wanted my Lambo yesterday.
Don't we all, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought some SNEC this morning. I saw some dude buy, I think it was like 67,000 all in once. And I was like, yeah, let me get in on that. I was buying before that happened just because of the rumor and because we have China deal now in the works. I think that's even more reason for Jerome Powell and the Fed to lower rates.
Yeah.
So if we also, there's this isn't even a rumor. There's talks of deregulation on DeFi in general. Okay. So if we can get that, I think that's really bullish for all meme coins, for all altcoins. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see when that comes, if that comes. Just a bit of trading happening on SNEC. Big candle, small candle, big candle, you know, sell candle. Not really too much. But we're down towards the lower range. The last bullish news on SNEC was that IOHK is now backing them, or they're a part of them, one way or the other. So I feel like SNEC could break out. You know, this is not a great pattern to be looking at. This looks like it's going to go lower, or not that it's going to go lower, but it very easily could. We'll have to see.
What do you not to do like too much off topic shit? What do you think about the LA shit that's going on right now?
So you're talking about the riots and deploying the National Guard?
Yeah.
Let's go look at that a little bit. See if it comes up just by typing in riot. So Democrats have 5 congressional seats. Right. Let's see. Can someone please explain to me how on earth it is possible for somebody in LA to riot for 5 days straight? How does one endlessly riot and still hold down a
Right.
job to
That's what I
feed
was
their?
saying. I was watching a
Yeah,
live and I was like, bro, don't y'all have jobs? Like, what is going on right now?
I bet a lot of these people are just taking mental health days.
You think so?
Well, they're the type of people to ask for them.
Yeah, California does have those, I think.
That's what I'm saying. California supports all of these crazy, you know, types of people. So, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a bunch of people with a bunch of free time.
But it's like I don't like riots or whatever, I don't necessarily like I guess the National Guard being there, because that's all taxpayer money shit, right? Like for me, if I was ICE and I went into these places, like California, bro, the Hispanic population in California is insane.
Yeah.
And for a fact that everybody there is not down with ICE. Like,
I get you. I mean, this little picture depicts exactly how I feel.
look, I feel for you, but you should have come here legally. Did I change your mind? Yes, I don't feel for you anymore. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing that happened back in the day with Black Lives Matter when those people destroyed Black-owned buildings and rioted and then stole from those buildings and in the name of Black Lives Matter, but they were actually hurting Black-owned companies.
Right.
It's like you're not really fighting for the cause that you think you're fighting for. You're just being selfish.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if California, I think California should secede from whatever it's doing and just be like not in the U.S. essentially. I'm sure they feel the same way about Midwesterners. They don't even know who the hell we are, right?
They don't need to know who we are, but we're not out rioting and causing mayhem.
Right, correct. We keep it generally pretty peaceful here.
We complain, but I mean, we don't riot. I don't think there's so many things I think to riot about, but what's being rioted about is so dumb.
Well, I'm not on board with any of it really. Like do we need to have like ICE raids? Probably. In California, probably not now.
I mean, it'd be really easy right now to just go look at everybody who's rioting, look at everybody who's vandalizing, and punish them in one way or another. If you're illegal, get them the hell out. You have a great reason to get them out now. They're terrorizing our country. Get them out. And if they're legal and they're doing it, then like put them in jail. And now we don't have to deal with these people anymore. I mean, look, you're setting stuff on fire. That was an idiotic move.
Wow.
That was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in a while.
Yeah. That part's dumb right there, where they were throwing rocks at like the police cars and shit like that.
It's so stupid. There's so many better things to do. There was definitely a better way to get your point across. I mean, you're not winning any people's support by doing this. The people who supported you already support you.
Right.
And the people who are level-headed people who supported you probably might not support you anymore now that you're vandalizing in their hometown. And then, the people who didn't support you now really don't support you.
Right. And like people are saying, oh, it's like so peaceful. It's peaceful protests and blah, blah, blah. Well, sure. Like LA is so huge. I don't think people understand how big LA is. Like, I think they said 300,000 square miles is the reach of LA. Like all the way around its area.
Right.
That's huge. And so, yeah, you could have tiny little sects where it's like, okay, not peaceful. But it doesn't mean everybody in Calabasas is like videoing and being like, this is great, blah, blah, blah. That's not like accurate either, right? The truth is always somewhere in the middle. And I think, I don't know, in the end, the Hispanic population is just trying to do their job. ICE people are just trying to do their job, right? And it's like, I totally get it, but you got to go through the process, right, to be here.
Every other country wouldn't put up with this. And we've just become too supportive of every idea. Like, oh, if you have this idea, you need to support them. You need to be respectful. You need to do this. You need to not say your disposition, like yada yada yada. Just shut up and be okay with everything, bro. I'm so sick of it. You
Well,
don't need to be okay with everything. It's
when
okay.
Trump and Elon were going through their beef, like why didn't more Democrats jump on board with Elon at that point?
Yeah,
Did they
nonviolent
become
protesting actually gives you the upper hand. In a
right?
way,
Correct.
it does, because you're saying your piece, you're not getting into anybody's face, and then if you get retaliated against, you can be like, look how they're treating us, and
Right.
it's in your favor. You'll have a bunch more supporters. But you go out there and you kill people, you set shit on fire, you vandalize stuff, you hurt people, you harm people, you threaten people, you stop people from getting to work because they've been on the freeways, stopping cars from getting through. I mean, the whole city is you're forcing like a COVID situation almost in your city. Like nobody can go to work, nobody can do anything. I don't see how this is beneficial at all.
Did you see all the reporters be like, I got shot by rubber bullets and blah blah blah? There's this police officer that like this woman reporter from Australia was like in the street. You know, the cops were on this side, the protesters were on like this side, and the reporter was right here. And the cop was like surveying, saw that she was like backing up or whatever, and like literally shot her in the back of the leg or whatever. And everybody's like, oh my God, guy deserves to be hung, blah, blah, blah. He needs to be fired. It's like, number one, it's a tense situation. And number two, it's a rubber bullet. And number three, I get that she's press, but if you're filming press, you don't need to be on this side with like protesters and cops are on this side and you're somewhere like in the middle of it.
Yeah. This whole thing is a stressful situation, but I mean, you have to do something. What kind of president is going to sit there and just let this happen? I think that's a sign of a weak president.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do something. And there's people rioting and using deadly force. So what do we need? We need to respond with the same attitude, the same energy. Be the bigger person, just like in life. I
Yeah.
mean, exactly. And you see all these things too, and some of them are horrible, like this baby getting tear gassed. But there's so many things to that too. Like, why did
Bro,
you bring your baby?
why is a baby there?
Right. Why did you bring a baby to a riot? And also, why do we need to use tear gas? Well, because you're setting stuff on fire and attacking people. So like all of the negative that's coming is because of all the negative that's being caused.
Just stop bringing kids to this stuff. They don't need to be involved in any of this stuff ever.
There's just not a lot of intelligence happening right now. It's a
Yeah.
lot of anger.
Well, people use kids as like a sympathy plea, right? It's kind of like, look at this kid crying about, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. It's like, kids don't give a shit about this stuff, dude. And if they do, they're getting brainwashed by their parents generally. That goes for the left and right? It's like,
Of course. Like
I'll
I've
see some
been
white people say some dumb shit, like trailer park shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not good.
I was heavily in favor of Trump and Elon at the very beginning, and I've been slowly losing favor in both of them because of the way that they've been acting and certain things that they're doing. But overall, I still think the Democrats are just doing way more damage to themselves than any party is. Like Trump will do some stupid things or say some stupid things. Same with Elon. That whole feud was really stupid. It made both of them look horrible. But then it's like Democrats are looking at it as like, oh man, they're doing something stupid. Like we need to double down and do twice as bad. Like why do people can't start hating Musk? And they just start rioting right here. And dude, it just doesn't make any sense. That
Well, they're
both
saying
parties
it's
are just
not a
doing
riot.
really,
They're
really
saying
stupid
it's not a
things.
riot. They're saying it's all peaceful.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say.
I will say this. Can we ever get an independent in office, do you think? Doubt it. Because people like to have that fine line. They hate wishy-washy. And plus, I don't think they have the funding for it, to be honest with you.
It's
Like,
been so long since there's been, that since we've started this blue, red, left, right, and people are kind of being brought up. People are being raised, especially nowadays. There's a lot of children being raised, to believe a certain way. So to stop all of the programming is going to take a bit longer. But I think at some point, one of the generations, if we infinitely scale out time, I'm sure it'll happen, because Gen Z came around and they hated what they saw. So they just rebelled like crazy against all the things that we said should happen. You know, people are not attending colleges as much. College isn't as important from businesses. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Um, just like in general, I think eventually there's going to be a generation that grows up, sees what this whole world is about, and is like, y'all are really dumb. We
Yeah.
need to stop, and we're going to go this way.
I'm hoping. I'm hopeful that somebody does, right? But it's like, the more I'm watching these kids, the more it's like, ugh.
It's hard too, because when you see the polls and you see, okay, 40% are voting blue or 60% are voting red or whatever it is in this, you know, in the last election, it's like, do you really want to put your vote towards, you know, a 3% or a 5% when you know it's not going to help?
Yeah.
So it's kind of sheep mentality, but at the same time, it's not necessarily wrong sheep mentality.
But like Andrew, like, yeah, I'm in the middle too, I would say. But like, the fact that I don't like big government reach, I think makes me lean more towards conservative views. Right? Because it's like, I don't want government meddling in everything. Right? I don't want them kind of overreaching, I guess you would say, or worried about my day-to-day business, right? Or helping too much. Like, people need to find their own way too. But like, there's some messed up stuff about the red. There's definitely some messed up stuff about the blue. But if you look at it from like 20 years ago perspective, our views right now as like conservative were once considered democratic. That's how far like it's gone, right? Like, Democrats were for securing the border, for, getting tax rebates,
Cutting
for
government
moving on.
spending.
Yeah, government spending.
Actually, both parties are for cutting government spending. If
And,
you look, like, Obama ran on cutting government spending.
right. And like, the craziest thing is that the beliefs that we have now were once considered democratic. So what does that mean the Democrats like are now? And it's like scary to think about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It's
I
kind of
just
like two basketball teams too. Like, if you're fighting, I mean, this might be a bad example, but back in the day, like the Lakers or whatever, and you got LeBron on the team, and then
yeah
the other team is, you're going up against like the Cavaliers or something. It's like, well, they have LeBron. Like, who are they gonna? They can't win.
yeah
You know, like the Cavaliers don't have anybody crazy to compete with LeBron, and
right
that's kind of how I feel. It's like, well, we have Trump. Like, when Trump was gonna run, I was like, oh man, like that's a big contender right now. Like, we got LeBron on our team. You know, essentially, it's like,
yeah
who are they got? And it was like, they have Sleepy Joe and Kamala, who nobody voted for. I was like, you know, this is gonna be a blowout game.
yeah
You know, and now I'm thinking about it, and I don't know who the Democrats have on their party to put in the next 3 years as a candidate.
yeah
But Republicans are definitely looking a bit stronger. You know, we don't have Trump again, which is fine. I'm
yeah
actually completely happy with that, because now we can actually get back to regular politics, and maybe, for the love of God, we can stop going from hating somebody so badly that we vote for the other party, and we can just look at parties as parties again.
right
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Democrats have a good leader right now. I don't think anything that's happening on their side is positive. There's just a lot of negative or complaining. And on the right
yeah
side, I see a lot of action being done. And I like a lot of the action. You know, I liked that men can no longer compete in women's sports. I think that's amazing. I think that should have always been. But the fact that we have to say something about it, whatever, you know, and I think it's, you know, illegals are getting kicked out of the country. I think that's amazing. That should have probably always been happening. You're
yeah
illegal, not legal. The
yeah
fuck? I can't believe we have to explain that. You know, a lot of very basic things. We're getting massive tax cuts, which Democrats are usually in favor of. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that one. But I remember Democrats back in the day used to be about the people and giving people a break. So I always thought that Democrats were about tax cuts.
Do you think we should tax businesses more?
No.
No.
I think we should reduce spending and let businesses grow our GDP out of debt.
Yeah, I mean, I can get that. Did okay, before we go, did you hear about Macklemore?
Oh my god, me and Courtney were talking about Macklemore the other day. What about him?
Look, just Twitter this. Macklemore.
I don't even Macklemore. How do I spell this? Right here.
Yeah, but it's a post about him more so than like
Is it this? No,
no.
that's the pinned one.
No.
Oh, it's a post
Like
about him, not from
yeah.
him. Am I gonna find it by typing in Macklemore?
Yeah. You
Is
should
that
be
how I
able
spell
to.
it?
There it is. Right there. Read that one.
Earlier this year, rapper Macklemore released a song declaring "fuck the police" and calling us actors with badges protecting property in a system designed with white supremacy. Well, his house just got robbed by masked men. The actors with badges were hastily called.
Which is true. Also, on top of that, this dude won Rap Album of the Year, Rap Artist of the Year.
This year?
No,
Last year?
no.
Oh,
This
back
is
during
like,
his one
yeah,
song.
Thrift Shop.
He made one song.
He won over Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, and a bunch of other pretty decent rappers. And this dude is talking about how the system is set up for white people. Are you serious right now? Bro, resend your Grammy, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I just disagree with so many of these people. Like, you could say any group of people and you're just going to make people mad. Like, oh, the system's set up for black people. The system's set up for white people. The system's set up for Hispanics. Like, who cares, man? Everybody is still competing in the same game of life. Make
Right.
more money and build a family and be happy. Everyone's competing in that same game. Even if there are benefits for this group or that group, you still have to fight within the parameters that this world is or isn't. Complaining about it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think people are just too tied up. I think this is hilarious. Catchy tune for sure. Thrift shop, catchy tune. But I think it is hilarious that he's like, all cops are terrible, blah, blah, fuck the police. And then like immediately has to use the police and shit. It's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know. There's been so much of that too. Like back in the day when they were talking about defunding the police, and it was like, okay, well, who are you gonna call? You know, when somebody comes in to rob you or kill you.
Right.
So you
It's kind
need
of like
these people.
I was not on board for property taxes, right? I don't like property taxes. I just want to like
Same.
but the thing is like, well, what if my house catches fire?
Then insurance.
Well, yeah, for sure, but let's say it's a medium fire and I expect the firemen to come out to do
Right.
it, right? To help me out,
Okay, fair enough.
to maintain like utilities around my house, make sure I have electricity and other things like that. Now I understand what it's about. I still don't like it,
Yeah.
but I understand it, right? And it's like,
Well, if all of it was going to that, if all of it was going to police and firemen and, you know, keeping your roads safe and no potholes and the electric grid up in your city, like if that's where all of it was going, then yeah, sure. But that's not where all of it goes.
no, we line the pockets of
Exactly.
That's another discussion. I have
Yeah.
to go to Indy now. I have to go to Indianapolis. I'm sorry about calling this early.
All good, man. We had a good talk.
But yeah. Man, I'm hoping to hear more about the China deal, making sure that it goes through, right? Because I don't need any last minute bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We need the shit to go through.
Yes.
And we need to focus less on this shit and more about like building our economy, period, end of story. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's what we got Trump in office for, you know. Also the border shit or whatever. The border's been pretty decent, I would say, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any recent complaints, but I'm sure somebody's find something.
Yeah, but you know, that and economy more than anything, economy, bro. So yeah.
Yep. We'll find out more about the deal once that's a little bit more solidified, and then we'll find out more about the big beautiful bill, and then with those two things combined, hopefully we can get Powell to lower rates. And if all those things happen, I think we go absolutely parabolic by like October, January of next year.
Nice. Just in time for ARC Raiders.
Yes. I think, and around that time is when the last 2 years crypto started going crazy.
Yeah.
So if crypto starts going crazy leading into January again, I mean, same shit, bro. Prepare for meme coins, make your money, get out before February, and congratulations. You know,
You made some money.
yeah, and,
So, yeah.
and just keep holding.
Yep.
But all right, bro. Appreciate you having you here. Appreciate you, Andrew. Appreciate you, Devo. Appreciate you, Fadi. Remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. Here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Till next time. Peace.